Yeah, hello everybody to the live stream. Can you all hear me? Hope so. I get an error message that the connection isn't very good for some reason, but hopefully it works. So just waiting if anybody can confirm that you can hear me. If not, I have to check my sound settings. Okay, perfect. Thanks for that. Thanks for confirming. Thanks for joining the live stream. Yeah, I thought because it's such a great start to the week for Cardano, even though the price goes down a little at the moment. But I thought we'd do a live stream because yesterday actually, both live streams went really well. I enjoyed it. I know a lot of you guys enjoyed it, received many likes for that live stream, and it worked really well. So it gives you opportunities to ask questions and we can have a chat about the price and we can all enjoy that our portfolios are hopefully looking good. Unless you already sold in panic that the price is dropping now a little bit, but hopefully not. So in the end, it's looking all good at the moment. I mean, I did a few update videos today. Really, so many good news for Cardano. It's a day of all-time highs. Really, I woke up this morning, really great prices. Then I went to work, and then it went up even further. So it's really good. In the update videos today, this morning, I said I think we could be aiming for $3, and I think we got there close enough. 295. No, actually 296 we had today briefly. And I think that is really good news. I think people want to see Cardano over $3. The price is really aggressively pushing upwards, and all the, sort of the indicators, also the longer term indicators are looking really bullish. For example, even though prices, can go down in the short term, I think on the weekly here, if you just take a look at the weekly time frame here and look at the RSI, well, that's overbought, but bear in mind when we started to move to the old all-time high, we were in overbought territory for, pretty much on the weekly from end of December to April. So that's why, when it comes to crypto, overbought on the weekly is not necessarily too important. What is very important is the MACD, which is now green and really gaining momentum. And it's all really looking good. All the moving averages, we're above the moving averages, really good positive trend. And if we take a look at the daily, same thing happened here. Everything in the green, really nice. It doesn't look like on the daily, it doesn't look like we're losing any momentum. So 20 viewers now, that's great. Welcome anyone to the live stream. But yeah, it doesn't look like we're losing any momentum. So for me, we can have a look at the 4-hour chart. And again, it looks very good as well. Here it looks like, we're losing a bit of momentum, but it also looks like we're gaining momentum again. So it's not really clear what's going on at the moment, but it's generally really, really positive. So I think if it carries on like that, we'll be clearly moving towards the $3. I mean, I said in previous videos that the $3 mark is probably really an important psychological resistance mark. It's not really anything else. It's just psychological because, we are in uncharted territory. There are no previous resistance lines, no previous support lines. So that is why the $3 is pretty much, I think, just a psychological one. But it's just something people look at, which is why a few people might decide to sell there, just because they think the price will have some difficulties to get through, and it might bounce off, and then they buy here again. But that's traders doing that. I'm a long-term holder. Hello to the Philippines. Where are you guys all from? I guess we've got a few different time zones here at the moment. 287, yeah, we're dropping a little bit at the moment. That's not a problem. So what I actually wanted to have a look at as well is more and more people start to talk about that, there could be prices could start to drop soon, not necessarily only for Cardano, but for Bitcoin as well. People starting to talk about we could be entering the bear market soon. And, some people think that could happen as early as September. So, I don't know if that's correct. I think we are still a few months away from that, but it's just something we always need to be aware of because if we really enter a bear market, we could see like 4 years of dropping prices or sideways movement. Hello to Qatar. Yeah, thanks for the positive feedback. I mean, all your guys, your feedback underneath the videos is really helpful. I mean, it keeps me going. You know, it's really motivating, and it just helps me to keep going. And hello to the Netherlands. And what I also wanted to have a look at is really coin market cap here today. So what we can see that Cardano again is really outperforming many of the other cryptos, especially like in the top 10. Binance has really received a push. Don't know if you guys own any BNB. I do, but I'm actually still in the red because I started to buy them quite late. So my portfolio for BNB is actually quite negative at the moment, but I'm sure that will go up further. Has a lot to catch up, I think. I think it struggled a little bit because of the negative news about Binance in general, but hopefully that will be sorted out soon. But generally, it's looking really good. And if you can take a look at, wanted to have a look here at that Cardano is actually currently the only crypto that is at an all-time high. I mean, AXS and Terra Luna, they had their all-time high already, so they are a bit down now from their all-time high. And on this chart, you can actually see how much the different cryptos are away from the all-time high. I mean, these are not all of them. I think that could even be extended, but it's actually need to go to US dollars. But yeah, Cardano is actually the only one that's currently at the all-time high. You can see that Bitcoin is still like 22% away from that. Ethereum 19%. And some of the cryptos that are far away is, yeah, ICP. I talked about ICP, IOTA, EOS. I think some of these down here really have a lot to catch up and could still be a good investment because it's sort of now they will be like the last coins to catch up. Like Algorand, I think, XRP as well, I think, maybe even Stellar, and ICP, I think it's just a special thing. Wolverhampton, hello, South Africa is great. Yeah, thanks for everybody joining. Thanks a lot. What I also wanted to have a look at is because obviously this week is a really important week for Cardano. We've got Cardano being listed this week in Japan on an exchange. So what I actually wanted to have a look at, because a lot of questions have come, you know, will this have a positive impact on, on the price or anything? But generally, if we take a look at, where was that? Google Trends here. And if we take a look at worldwide, for how often do people actually search for Cardano, and we can see that just before an all-time high or when an all-time high happens, actually the searches on Google really go up crazy, and that was the case obviously around the all-time high in May. So what is quite interesting at the moment that we're actually only like 50% of where we were in May. So I don't know if that indicates that prices and with the price we're already here. So. And I don't think we have reached the peak of the bull market. What is quite interesting, actually, that from the Netherlands most searches come. Don't know why. But that is interesting. About what I wanted to show you is Japan. If we take a look at how many people in Japan are actually looking for Cardano, I think that is quite interesting. Whoops. It could give us an indication of if people are going to buy, from Japan. Why does that not work? Japan, there it is. So yeah, we can see that even though it has really stayed on one level, yeah, it went up in May a little bit. We are now pretty much, and this is incomplete data here, this sort of spotted line, but we are pretty much, Google predicts we are now at 100%. So there have never been that many searches for Cardano in Japan. So people are crazy for Cardano down there. So it makes me really positive that people in Japan are really interested in Cardano and will start buying as well. So yeah, we could certainly see prices go up a little bit. Hello to Switzerland. XRP, why no jump? Well, I think XRP hasn't seen a jump yet. because of the SEC court case, if that is the question that you mean, that you have. But there'll be a jump soon, I think, personally. Hello to Wall Heath. Yeah, exactly. Wendy, Japan is coming on the 25th, smart contracts on the 12th of September. A lot of positive news about Cardano currently in the world, and it's generally looking very bullish. Do they even use Google in Japan? Yeah, I think so. Well, I'm not sure if, I don't know, might be one, but certainly Google is huge. And yeah, at the moment it's all going down a little bit now because Bitcoin is dropping as well. We can see that here, which again, it's just nothing to worry about. It's the normal ups and downs of the market. But if I go to the 1 hour chart of Bitcoin, we can see that we're trading in this channel, or actually like an ascending wedge. So there is a huge ascending wedge, actually this yellow one, where we've been trading in for a while now, which basically helps us really to predict the price moves going forward, like the ups and downs. You can see that clearly here. But now within that, you have another, you have an ascending wedge within an ascending wedge. So, and as soon as you touch it like 3 times, it I think becomes like a valid pattern. So we've had a few touches down here, 1, 2, 3, maybe now the 4th one. So I suspect we might go down to 49K and then maybe bounce off again if that is a valid pattern here. And on the top, we've got again 1, 2, 3, even 4 touches. That might even be something like a double top, which is not a problem. It's actually bearish pattern here on the, but it's only the hourly, so it's not that important. But still, these sort of formations allow us to predict the prices a little bit. So it could hopefully be that maybe we'll touch this support level down here, and then we'll bounce off and go up to the 51K, where we already were today. We haven't really been there. We've been at 50,500. But because this is sort of moving up, it allows us, if we just continue to trade within it, it allows us to stay, to move up, step by step, slowly. Just catching up on the messages, guys. Yeah, I don't know if Google is the only search engine they use. There might be another one in Japan, but I think Google is quite widespread in the world. Just not in China, maybe. Well, David, good question. Of course, it's difficult to predict that Cardano in the long run will grow much, but we can certainly predict that Cardano is the top 3 crypto at the moment, even though smart contracts aren't even running yet. So you need to understand that Bitcoin is obviously the oldest one, so it has really the first mover advantage, and everything's sort of based on Bitcoin, like the whole technology. Then we've got Ethereum, which is Ethereum is just the main smart contract platform and really had the first mover advantage in terms of that. And then already we've got Cardano number 3, and it's already number 3, even though it hasn't even got smart contracts running. And the whole crypto market is just growing. The crypto market won't go away, so crypto is the future. Crypto is growing at a faster rate than the internet did back then. So there is a huge adoption just worldwide. So, and I think it's just really, of course, there's a risk, but if you're convinced about a project and you sort of understand the team behind it, what they plan to do, all the partnerships they already have, then it's certainly going to be there to stay, and it's still early days. So more and more money will flow into the crypto market. There are institutional investors that now invest in crypto in Cardano as well. So I think we will see. We will never see these prices that we have today again. In a few years' time, we'll look back, and that's my personal view. So even if it doesn't, should it not stay, top 3 crypto, and should it even go to 5 or 6, whatever, but maybe it will even flip Ethereum one day. Even then it will just grow, unless Cardano Alonso hard fork fails, which it won't. They know what they are doing, these guys. Buy Cardano in the next bear market. What do you think the bottom price will be? See, that's so hard to predict. That's why I do dollar cost averaging. It's so hard to say, well, I might buy next year, but you know what? You never know if we, even in the bear market, if we'll ever see these prices again. That's so hard to predict. That's why, because I don't think we've seen the peak of the bull market anyway. I mean, if we say with Cardano, we just move out a little bit, and we just go back to where we were, like the last bull market. I think it might not even be on this chart here because it's the Bitfinex one. Yeah, it might not even be here. But obviously Cardano last year was just cheap, So, but with Bitcoin, I mean, Bitcoin, the last bull market, there we went to, I think, $20,000. And then, you know, after that we went down to like 5,000 in the bear market. But you never know what's going to happen going forward. I mean, if we take a look at the stock to flow model, which I'm a strong believer in, it just shows that, so this is the price here, you can see that, and this is the predicted price, and it was always very accurate in the past. And I strongly believe in the stock to flow model, which basically predicts that this year we will at least, or, you know, we will see the 80,000. That should be happening this year. And it has been very accurate in the past. And then obviously you've got these, sometimes it's overshooting this predicted line, sometimes it's going below it. So in the last bull market, you can see that here we actually went up to, I think, nearly 20,000. And then in the bear market, it dropped to around, yeah, even 3,000. So but it's not guaranteed that it will actually go below that predicted line. My personal view is that this year we will actually go above this predicted line. So maybe to 100K, maybe a bit more. And then, yeah, maybe we will drop. But we might actually not drop below the prices that we have now. So that's why I do dollar cost averaging, because you never know what the top is and you never know what the bottom in a bear market will be. It's so hard to time that, especially with such unpredictable moves like in crypto. Strongest support is 225. I mean, there are certainly a lot of, I mean, this is only the 4-hour chart. $225. I mean, 225, yeah, it acted as support and resistance line before. I think the biggest support that we have is $1. That's really, I mean, there were so many clear signals here in the past that when Cardano tried to break below $1, buyers were so strong and it just wouldn't allow Cardano to break below $1. So that's for me the biggest support. But yeah, above that, I suppose, yeah, it's hard to say. So I think the next big one that we have is certainly the previous all-time high, which is sort of in the 240 to 50 range. But it's hard to say which is the strongest one, because it also depends on moving averages where they are. I mean, this moving average here is creeping up now. It's catching up on the price, and this will also act as a support level. Do you think that Cardano's massive coin supply will hinder its growth? No, I don't think so, because, you know, we've got most of the Cardano coins already distributed, in contrast to Algorand, for example. And obviously the price is much lower as well. So you can't really compare it to, for example, Bitcoin, which has, or, you know, Ethereum, that has less coins in the market, but the price is higher as well. So it's all about market cap, I guess. And the tokenomics are actually quite good for Cardano, I think. Yeah, taxes on, yeah, obviously taxes for crypto, they're different in every country. I think in Germany you can still hold it for at least a year, and it's you don't have to pay any tax after a year. Here in the UK you have at least an annual allowance of, I can't remember, 11,000 of your, where you can make profits and don't have to pay any tax. So that's a good one. But still, if you have huge profits, it's not good. Sweden, hello to Sweden. Thanks, Thasani. Sorry, I hope I pronounced that correctly. No tax for crypto in the Philippines. Well, that's great. That's really good. Yeah, no tax. So as I said, in Germany at the moment you don't have to pay tax after a year, but they're gonna change that very soon, unfortunately. But I don't live in Germany anyway, so the question, when should I sell, can't really be answered. That's up to you if you're happy with your profits. But as I said, I don't think we will necessarily see these prices again. You know, in a few years we'll look back and we would all be very happy had we, you know, or we'd all be thinking we should have bought much more. What is actually quite interesting is really this huge formation that formed between May. It's just this cup and handle pattern, or, you know, at least we had these bull flags here forming, but it really shows, it really is impressive how it's going up at the moment. And it's nearly impossible to say when it's going to stop. I think it will carry on for at least a couple of weeks, until we've, you know, just get close to the hard fork. And then again, it's hard to predict. Last time, after the last hard fork, the prices went down a little bit. But then if you look at Ethereum, the London hard fork, actually after the hard fork, it went up quite a while. So it's really hard to say. But for me, you know, because I'm not selling anyway, I'm going to hold it long term. So I'm not really worried. Actually, for me, for any long-term holder, it's actually good if prices go down in the short term, so we can buy a little bit more for a lower price. What price do you think ADA will peak? Well, this year, I guess. Well, I think if Bitcoin really goes to what the stock to flow model predicts, 80,000, and if we just say, to keep it simple, Bitcoin will 2x from now, then I think Cardano might do the same. So basically, like $6 would be quite optimistic, I think. But I've been saying from the beginning when I started this channel that $4.50 is for me a realistic price. And to be honest, I think now that we actually might get above that. But people have already been talking about $10. Well, I think that's, like, for me, the highest price that we will see this year, like the maximum that we could see in an optimistic scenario. For me, anything between $4.50 and $10, but it's so hard to say. But I think $4.50 we certainly will achieve. Certainly, from my point of view, obviously. No, of course, no financial advice, but you know that. Yeah, I'm bullish on Algorand. Is it Samus or Seamus? Because I think with Algorand something's happening in October as well with governance. So we can have a look at the 1 hour chart. Someone said something about the 1 hour chart. So what we can see here clearly is that over the last few hours, the price actually went up, went down, touched the moving average again. This is the 20-day moving average, and it's sort of been extended a little bit over the moving average. Now it's gonna touch the moving average again, and it looks like that we have touched the moving average, or we're close enough, and it seems to be bounce off the moving average, and maybe that will help us to get a little bit higher now. The red line here is the $3 mark, so we're actually really close to the $3 mark. And even though we've got these ups and downs, we currently have another green candle, and the thing is, though, we had this pump here. What we can now see is pretty much like a channel forming here. Close enough, I guess. It's actually here. something like that. Yeah, it could be something like a flag pattern, you know, which is usually or a pennant pattern, you know. So trend continuation potentially, which would be nice. But normally, however, these actually go after such a pump, they normally go down a little and then they go up again. So haven't recently seen that really, because you know, if you compare that to here, that is a pretty similar pattern. And what that actually meant is that the price, oh, you can see that here, it's another very similar, very similar pattern, like a channel forming here. And after that, we had a consolidation. So that's what might happen now actually, because normally when you have a bullish flag, the flag actually goes down a little bit. So you have the bull post here, the flag post, and then the channel is actually moving down and then it goes up. But if you have something like it's going up and the channel is moving up as well, it actually, I think, is more bearish. But we need to see. That's what happened the last few times. Because whenever we had the other way around, when the price went up and then, when we had this flag pole and then we had a channel going down a little bit, then prices went up. And we had these moves a few times now, like here, where we had the price go up quickly and then we had that channel going down and then we had another continuation to the upside. Here as well, price went up, we had the channel going down and the price went up rapidly. So that's trend continuation. Whereas here again, when we had the price go up quickly and then we had this channel going up as well, it went then into consolidation. So it's not that clear at the moment, and it indicates as well that the prices might go down a little bit, but it wouldn't be a problem because we are in a clear uptrend long term anyway. Engine coin, to be honest, Paul, I haven't really looked into engine coin yet. At what price are you going to stop? Yeah, when to stop dollar cost averaging. To be honest, for Cardano, it's hard to say. I think at the moment I'm not buying anyway, because I had the last batch of ADA I bought on the 20th, and now I'm actually waiting, because I said before in the live stream that actually all my money is now in ADA, or all the money I want to invest, and that I can invest, because you should never invest money anyway that that would hurt you to lose. I mean, any money hurts if you lose it, but yeah, with all the money I want to invest, I'm now fully invested, so I need to wait for more money to come in before I can buy more. Yeah, exactly. Hit the like. Correct, Samus. Hello to Florida. Why the dip now? It's not really a dip now. I mean, look at that. We've been going up. That was a little bit dip down here a couple of days ago. There isn't really a dip, and that's just a normal up and down in a channel. Could continue to move up like that, potentially hit the $3. So it's a normal up and down in such a channel. But also, Bitcoin went down a little bit. So if we follow the price here of Bitcoin, clearly tells us why ADA is going down a little bit as well, because we were already at 50,500 today. So Bitcoin is now going down a little bit, possibly touching here the support line of this channel, and it looks like that we're bouncing off that again, because you can see that we're now again that the body of the candle is now in the upper half of the candle, which means that we already were down here, but then buyers stepped in, so we seem to be able to hold that, and then potentially Bitcoin could move up again to the upper side of that channel, and that could then help Cardano as well potentially. Just catching up on the messages here. can't even catch up on all of these. Yeah, very close to $3. Definitely can hit $4 or $5 before September. I guess possibly. I think there is a struggle now. The investor want to take profit or lose out on more gains. I mean, the way I do it normally when I take profit, I mean, I'm not selling any ADA now, but generally with cryptos or other, when I want to take profit, I don't sell everything in one go, because you never know if prices continue to go up. So I always try to sell a little bit and then maybe another 25% after that, if prices continue to go up. What websites do you use to invest and hold? Well, I buy on Coinbase, I buy on Binance, I buy on Kraken and Qcoin. So these are my main, and then I hold and also, to be honest, eToro as well. But eToro I only do for a little bit of trading. And I do eToro only because I managed when prices really went down. I mean, there was a period here when the prices of ADA hit $1 again. And I couldn't actually buy for $1 on any exchange because everybody tried to buy or sell or whatever, and I couldn't really get through. But eToro still worked. So even though you can't really get your ADA coins from eToro down, but at least I could manage to get some. Do you think the bull market will run into next year? Well, I don't think so. I think, and again, I look at the stock to flow model, which I believe was always accurate, and it currently predicts that we should see the peak, sort of, if we go by what happened last time, it should really be like in December, the peak. 2013 was December as well. So, it could be quite similar again, December. But I mean, if you don't know what the stock to flow model is, it really has predicted the Bitcoin price really accurately since it was introduced, that stock to flow model. And if we look at where we are now, we're currently here at the sort of yellow color, which shows like the color actually shows like the days until the next halving of Bitcoin. And we're currently here, and whenever it became green, well, sort of in the yellow-green range, at that point then, we actually saw a peak. So 2013, 2014, that was pretty much where we are now with regards to how many days are left until the next halving. But in 2017, 2018, yeah, we were already in the green range. So we're getting really close. But what you can also see, whenever we were at the peak of the bull market, down here you can see this this line here, and the model variance actually it's called. So we were always in the red zone, and we're now in the green zone. So that makes me think that we haven't seen the peak yet. Of course not. I don't think we have. I think this will go and continue for a while. Bull market will peak for Bitcoin in a month. I mean, that could be the case, honestly. That could be the case. I mean, if we have a look at these charts here, it shows that we're already in the, where was that? Here. It shows that we're already in the greed phase, and whenever we're in the greed phase, it's never a good sign. So it just shows the different phases of sort of investment in general, but generally for Bitcoin as well. The gray line here is the Bitcoin price. And we can see the red line is this, it's called relative unrealized profit loss ratio. It's not really important to understand that now, but it sort of shows you in which phase we are currently. And whenever we had the peak of the bull market, we were actually between, or at least at the top of the greed phase. So we are now in the beginning of the greed phase. But as the further we move up, so the more people get FOMO and the more people are coming in, the more risky it really gets. So that's a chart I closely observe. I really closely observe. But I think as soon as we get into the upper half of this greed phase, I will probably take some profits. Not necessarily ADA. I think I'm gonna hold my ADA anyway, because most of them are staked anyway. But some of my Bitcoin or other cryptos that I just bought for like trading, I'm probably gonna sell or start selling. Yeah, it could be a short and sweet second run. That's true, Albert. So when it comes in the red, the stock to follow model indicates we start the bull market. Well, that's it's just like the 4-year cycle for it's like the whoops. Yeah, it's like the 4-year cycle for Bitcoin. So we can see that here. A second, just need to do it. Now we click on the on-chain charts, stock to flow. So yeah, pretty much the bull market started. Yeah, well, it's hard to say when it really starts, but sort of it's just a continuous cycle. But yeah, pretty much this is how it was the last few times. I think, yeah, when it started to become red, which is like the maximum just after the halving, basically. So after the Bitcoin halving, which takes place roughly every 4 years, after the halving, yeah, you could argue that then the bull market starts, and it takes a while for the price to catch up and really go high. But at some point, then we see the price moves really take momentum. But that's pretty much, yeah, you could say that's the beginning of the bull market, I guess. Bitcoin not doing a lot at the moment. I think we might go down to this support level here, 49,000. I didn't sell because of you. Well, yeah, I mean, I can only say what I think, so I can, of course, be wrong as well. But the last few times we've called it pretty good on this channel, so to be honest, there's always a bit of luck involved as well. And but on this channel, I don't really want to give trading indicators or anything, because I'm not a full-time trader anyway. Because I can't sit like all day in front of the charts and in front of the in front of the charts basically. So I can't really always be up to date, unfortunately, because I work full time. So at the moment I only do this part time, even though I want to do this full time. Maybe crypto trading and also this YouTube channel and so on. It's still a very new channel anyway, but I believe there's a lot of potential and in the crypto market generally. So it's really what I believe in, the technology. So and a great community, the Cardano community anyway. So it's really, really good. And then at some point I might actually create a whatever Telegram group or Instagram and give some trade indicators there or share my own trades. But I think it's just this channel is still too new for that. Because many people on other channels are doing that, but there's always they are not like professional traders and I'm not, so someone tell me, should I buy ADA right now? That's the problem. If you sell low and then buy high, that's not the best strategy. Selling at 250 and buying now, I mean, that's difficult. The thing is, if for me, because I believe in the project long term, even if I buy now and the prices go down to 150 or whatever, I would still hold because I'm convinced about the project. I'm convinced that prices in the long run will go much higher. So that's the problem. If you get emotional and then you want to sell and take some profits, but then prices go up again. That's why I personally, when I sell, like I want to take some profits out, I never sell everything. I just sell maybe half of it, because then if prices then drop, at least I've taken some risk out, and if prices continue to go up, then at least I'm still in the game, and then you can avoid some of the FOMO. ADA will go to Jupiter. Yeah, that's quite far. Again, when should we hold until? I can't answer that question because, for example, I will hold for 4 or 5 years. So you can't really, it's really hard to say. At least you should hold as long as, until you're happy with the profits, and then you can take some money out, I guess. But it's just how I would do it. But again, it depends on, when you buy, how much you earn profit. I mean, there are traders and there are people who really invest in ADA in the long run and then want to really, just stake their ADA and really participate in it in the long run. That's what I do. So most of my ADA are staked anyway. At the moment, they're all staked with Ray. The Ray. Don't know if you've seen my video about Ray X-ray tokens, where you can basically get free X-ray tokens airdropped. So I think it's going up more. I think it will certainly go up more. That was one question. It will certainly go up more. Of course, I mean, I think if we're dropping below this support line here, which is currently at like 286, I think then we could go down to possibly like 262, which was a previous support level. It's just important to keep these, nobody can predict, are we going down now? But what is possible to predict, is it a bullish or bearish pattern? To me, that looks currently actually a little bit, not necessarily, I mean, it's sort of a channel that's moving up, so it's pretty much trend continuation, but it's not like a bull flag where you suddenly can expect a huge pump. So it seems like a slight consolidation, but with an upward trend, so it's good, supported by the moving average down here. But what you can see, if you get a signal that we, for example, drop below this, for example, on the hourly chart, and then maybe retest it, and we don't get in anymore, then we certainly can expect a move to maybe 262. That's for me the next level, because that was support and resistance here, here, and here for several hours. I mean, this is only on the hourly chart, so it's not less meaningful than, for example, the 4-hour or the daily chart. But I mean, whatever works here on the smaller scale works then on the daily chart as well. Solana is a good buy. I don't know. I'm not invested in Solana. It's a bit annoying because I always thought I had some Solana, but then I was actually quite happy looking at the chart, and then I checked my portfolio and I saw I actually didn't have any Solana. I think I don't know, it's gone. So Silo asks where I'm from. I'm from Germany, but I live in the UK. Been living here for 5 years now. Thoughts on price prediction for the 25th of August? Don't know. I think I don't think, all people in Japan will suddenly buy on the first day, but maybe they will. Certainly more buyers coming into the market. And it's certainly more buyers because, it's not like sellers coming into the market because they shouldn't really own any ADA at the moment. So it's more buyers, so it can actually only be positive. The thing is, with these news, you never know how much, expectation is already priced in. I mean, certainly also with the hard fork. I mean, the reason that the price goes up now is because there are a lot of positive expectations, high expectations. And if it goes up too much, we might not see another price increase after the 12th of September because it's all happening beforehand. So it's all a bit tricky. You never know what's actually priced in already. Bitcoin, what's doing? Nothing really doing at the moment. Still waiting for a clear signal here for Bitcoin. I think, you know, if I was doing like day trading, I would now, for example, wait that we really touch that line here, that support, get a green candle, maybe even one or two, and then possibly I would expect that the price moves up here to the 51k again, or 50,800, like the top line here, because we're trading in that channel. But it could also be that we break out below, and then certainly we might move down to 46k, which again would then not be great for Cardano. But I think what we actually had today, I think Bitcoin went down for a moment, and Cardano, I think it was like here at around 3 o'clock UK time, and 3 o'clock UK time, yeah, Cardano was moving down a little bit as well, but really wasn't really affected. So it was really sort of not at all affected by that. There was a huge candle here for Bitcoin, taking it down from 50k to, yeah, basically like, I mean, this is only the hourly chart, so it's not huge values, but pretty much $300 down, whereas you didn't really see much going down here on maybe just a few cents on ADA. So it just shows how bullish ADA at the moment is. Don't forget the big boss, Monero. What? Have you found a way to take profit and change to fiat and put in bank? I think you always have to take. To pay tax when you take any profit, anything. Even if you swap one coin for the other, you have to pay tax. John, even if you swap, your, for example, your ADA for Tether, even then you have to pay tax. I think at least in the UK and in many other countries, I think as well. Don't think you can take any profits without taking or paying tax. The thing is, if you have to pay tax, at least you made some profits. That's a good thing. Hello to Atlanta. Should I hold ADA for long run and year end will be big? See, it's impossible to say that really, but for me, the long run is really like 3 to 4 years, and it's really hard to predict when the end of the bull market will be. Many people say it's sort of end of September because I think that's when some of the Bitcoin futures are running out, and it's also like end of the quarter. So that might be that many institutions might actually sell some of their Bitcoin just because of like balance sheets and stuff like that, and realize some profits. Yes, Amy, I think Ergo is a really good project. I think Melt is a good project as well. I recently spoke about the Ray network, which is a good project as well. But there are lots of projects on Cardano, and we just need to wait which ones are going to make it. Yeah, I'm not sure about Polkadot. It hasn't really received a lot of attention, I think, recently. What I don't like about Polkadot is the I think that still a lot of the dot tokens or dot coins are with the developers still. And also I don't like the staking, that actually your coins get really locked when you stake and you can't actually always access them. Whereas with Cardano, you can always access your ADA, even if you stake them. Thank you, Bilal. Yeah, I try to make videos every day, various times a day. I really enjoy it. It's a great community. Didn't really expect that much positive feedback, but it's really great. Is it too FOMO-ish to buy in more right now? I mean, people are buying, you can clearly see that. So it's not necessarily a FOMO, but I think obviously it's more risky to buy now. At least it's much more risky now than it was when I started to talk about Cardano on this channel, like in June, before we actually saw the bull run here, the second leg of the bull market. That was a good time. But now if you want to participate in Cardano, I mean, if you understand the risk, so I mean, certainly I think prices will go up more. It's just my personal point of view. The problem is with FOMO, you buy high and then you see prices drop and then you panic sell. Whereas if you really understand the project and you're convinced and you are also willing to hold long term, then it's not such a big problem. Yes, World Mobile Token is great, I think. That's really what I like about Cardano, that they really have this social aspect as well that they are working on. I think they really found and they really understood what many other crypto like organizations or companies just didn't understand, is that I think the future, many of these countries, like in the, you could say like in developing countries or even in the like third world countries, are really welcoming the crypto community and the crypto technology. Whereas countries like the UK or the USA really are very against, sort of not necessarily against crypto, but they make it very hard for these companies to flourish and to, really get a competitive advantage. In my view, a lot of these countries should really understand that crypto is the future and really could help the country to benefit as well. But at the moment, it seems really like only the developing countries and third world countries really understanding that, which is really a shame. But again, a big chance for Cardano because they are obviously engaged in Africa, you know, and have corporations there. Yes, I think Cardano has a really good community, really good. Yeah, giveaway scams, that's a good point. There's a lot of giveaway scams on YouTube, and I accidentally opened one of their videos as well because I was thinking that's just rubbish. A live chat with Charles Hoskinson, and they're quite good. I mean, if you don't know about all of this and you're new to the crypto world, and you might open one of these live fake videos where some guy is actually talking to Charles Hoskinson apparently, but it's all fake because it's all cut together. And then they talk to you about, you know, give them your ADA, you will get twice the amount of ADA back. And it's just happening every day. There are so many live Cardano channels happening live where people are just paying apparently, otherwise they wouldn't do it. People are apparently really sending their ADA to some address and hope they get anything back. And that really is so bad for the crypto community because it all just shows that there's still so much fake happening and so much fraud really. But YouTube isn't doing a lot against it. But I think now some organizations have actually filed lawsuits against YouTube. So just to make YouTube to change things and to basically fight this. I think Ripple is one of them. I think Ripple has really filed a lawsuit against YouTube. So please never send anyone your ADA. Nobody will do that giveaway. It's just not happening. So yeah, be very careful. Almost pulled the trigger on the scam. No, please don't do it. Lady Gaga? Really? So price prediction August. Yeah, it's just hard. But certainly my view is that we should definitely go through the $3 mark in August. I would be disappointed if we don't. I would actually love to see the 350 end of August. But that's just my opinion. So not much happening with the price. It's really like sideways movement, and we can have a look at maybe the 30 minutes chart. But it's probably like yesterday in the live stream. When we finish, then there will be a breakout. So you can see on the 15-minute chart that really we hit that support level again. So we can see clearly. So, you know, for traders, that might be now a potential entry signal, you know, even though we don't really see the volume at the moment. So I'd be a bit careful. but it's certainly looking that we're moving up slightly again, but not massive green candles, so losing momentum a little bit. Candles getting smaller, but it's continuing in that direction, which is good because that will take us higher. And it's actually good if we just don't pump all the time, because it's important to build these levels, because you know, these moves like this, what we are doing at the moment, they just help to, you know, build some solid support and resistance levels. That's just what prices need after such a pump that we saw here from just like 255 to, yeah, basically where we are now, 290. I mean, we already saw 295 today. Well, ADA in Japan, I just showed that a lot of people are actually looking for ADA, Cardano, you know, search Google Trends in Japan. A lot of people are actually searching for Cardano in Japan. So I think there is a lot of expectation there will be new buyers coming in. Don't know really how much it will move the price if you actually notice it, because let's be honest, a lot of private, I mean, are so many private investors really buying? I don't know. They might be, but I think it would rather be the institutions that would really change prices significantly, I guess. And I don't think that like on the first day when ADA can be bought that a lot of institutions will go in, but I could be wrong. But certainly it will have a positive impact, even if you don't notice it necessarily on Wednesday. It will certainly have a positive impact. So yeah, no pump here at the moment. Really moving sideways at the moment a little bit. Yeah, good point about people want to make money quickly. That's always what happens. But actually what I found is really best is to hold long term. That really works best for me. Hold long term, and you normally outperform a lot of people who buy and sell all the time. That's what I found, at least. But it's so hard if you do trading to really outperform the market. So holding long term is really what I found is it does really work good for me. Just constantly adding to my portfolio, not selling. That's how many of the people in crypto got actually rich. Yep, breakout after the stream looks likely. That's we know that. But yeah, I don't know if there will be another breakout today. But I said that yesterday that I wasn't sure because it was Sunday evening here in the UK at least. I didn't expect that breakout really. I said there will be one, but I thought it would happen like today. Whereas there was another one today as well. But I thought it would happen on a Monday, you know, when, you know, institutions are trading as well. But yeah, even better yesterday. So ADA end of the year, you know, for me, I've been saying that since the beginning of this channel. Because for everybody who's joined again, and people ask what's the prediction, I mean, I always try to be sort of on the conservative side. So from the beginning, when I started this channel a couple of months ago, I've been saying I expect at least between $4.5 and $5. But depending on how high Bitcoin can go, you know, it all depends on Bitcoin, I guess. So I would expect a Bitcoin price of 100K this year. So at least, yeah, maybe that means we will see the $5 to $6 if that happens for Cardano. But I think like in 5 years, it could even go to something like maybe $20, $30, depending on how it's all going with adoption and everything. But again, thanks for everybody who joined the live stream. Unfortunately, not that many exciting things are happening here at the moment. So I don't think I'll carry on much longer because we already had 1 hour now. And To be honest, it would be a bit more exciting if we had a breakout now, but maybe after the live stream. Bit of a red candle down here, testing the support level here now. But you can see it back here. We really tested it quite a few times. But this is only the 15-minute chart, so let's take a look at the hour chart again. Really seem to be trading up and down. So before we close the live stream, then what I think is important to look out for, I think if we break below this level here between the 286, that could really send us down towards the 256 again. Yeah, but if we manage to break above, yeah, you know that, above the $3, I think, again, the sky is like the limit, then we'll just move up again and see where it takes us. Probably like 320 or something. Yeah, you just need to observe that and see what the market signals us. At the moment, it's all looking bullish. I guess if we just test that support level here and if we bounce off, that might even already take us closer to the $3, which would be great. And then we just need the volume to really go through. But if it doesn't happen today, I think it will happen in the next few days that we get through the $3, and maybe we need just that support from Japan to get through. But then saying that, I always, with the $2 level as well, you would think that these are really major resistance and support levels. But actually, we really went through in one go when we moved through $2. That was just a huge peak we suddenly saw. And sometimes it's just hard to predict. It's just someone oftentimes who really is, I don't know, if manipulating the market is maybe the wrong word. But if someone's going in with a huge buy order, just trying to push prices up higher, then how do you want to predict that? It's just what's happening then. Don't know if I find it now when was it here actually? $2. Yeah, it was that huge pump here where we started down here, I think. Here we started at 195 and we saw these huge pumps going up. I mean, that's just huge. That was a lot of volume. And something similar could happen again. But again, whenever we had that pattern here of this ascending channel, we actually, after that, we had a slightly consolidation. You can see that, and it doesn't take long, maybe a day or so, but we had it here, and now we are in the same pattern. So it could be just like a repetition where maybe we go up to $3 and maybe then we'll start to move sideways, and similar to here, just consolidate a little bit, and then there will be another peak taking us through the $3. I think that's probably likely. Just a continuation of what we saw before, just a couple of days ago, because this ascending channel, it's not a bull flag or anything where you would then expect a peak afterwards. This is a sort of positive trend, but just normally I think what we could see here the last time at least it happened that we saw consolidation, and I just showed you another occasion where that happened before as well. So don't necessarily expect a huge breakout now. So it might just be trailing along here within this channel if we hold a support level, and then consolidation until maybe the 25th, maybe when Japan opens the possibilities for them to buy some ADA, and that might be the volume that we need. So Jackie asked if you have to pay to use. No, you can use it for free. Just go to tradingview.com. They're really good. On TradingView, you can find all the different the prices from all the exchanges. So if you type in ADA USD, you can find all the Cardano US dollar exchanges and their prices, because they all have different prices, slightly different. But that's a good way of doing it. The only thing is then if you use the free version, so I pay for it, but if you use the free version, you can only have a few indicators, I think only 2 indicators on your chart. And you get some ads blending in a few times, but that's it. You can still use it. It's really good to use it. Another good free chart tool you can get on Kraken, which is a crypto exchange. they have a really good charting tool as well. So a good pool to stake. I think many of them are good, to be honest. But the Mo is asking a good pool to stake. So I am currently staking with the Ray network because they give some free X-Ray tokens as well. So you get your normal ADA rewards, plus you get X-Ray tokens as well. And Ray or X-Ray is another like small ecosystem that is built on the Cardano network, where there will be an NFT marketplace, I think a decentralized exchange, I think a launch pad as well. So it's really nice little project, and you basically get free X-Ray tokens on top. Yeah, I believe if it really went down to 250 again, I would certainly place a buy. I personally would place a buy order. Exactly, ADA is really strong. Institutional money hasn't even hit yet. Yeah, there are some institutions, but yeah, I agree. I think after Bitcoin, institutions are moving into Ethereum, but then Cardano is certainly now, certainly when the smart contracts are live, I think more and more institutions will go in. Yeah, certainly if prices go up, it is certainly riskier to go in at these prices. But that's why I do dollar cost averaging. If you want to hold ADA for 1 year, should you dollar cost average or wait for a dip? Well, I always prefer, for myself, I always prefer dollar cost averaging, because the problem is like waiting for a dip. You never know when, when is the bottom of a dip. It's so hard to time. So I just found dollar cost averaging is also the one way that really, where you don't really get a lot of emotion involved. So it's really, you just carry on with it. And even if you have, like, let's just say you have $1,000 now, I would still do dollar cost averaging and would just, maybe buy for $200, let's say now, even though we're at all-time high, so it's not the best example, but I would then still buy in batches. So I wouldn't buy everything at once, spend all that money at once. Theta. Yeah, I did a video on Theta. I think it's a really, really interesting project. I haven't really followed the news for a while now, but it is, for me, one of the hidden champions in crypto. I think Theta. Not many people are talking about it, I think, but it has a very interesting use case because they want to make video streaming better. And for example, I imagine that maybe YouTube one day might be customer of Theta, or Netflix might be customer of Theta. So this is huge. Or Amazon Prime, because the problem is that the video quality gets better and better, and the networks will just not cope. So at the point where you have 8K or 16K videos maybe in the future, and the quality gets better and better, just the networks, the broadband, they just won't be able to cope. More and more data is in video format. So I mean, people just like to watch videos and not just read text. So in the future, that just will take much more and more data. So Theta obviously will ensure that that will be a decentralized network like video streaming, and that's a highly interesting project. So I have some Theta tokens or coins. So if the next candle closes under the 20 moving average, yeah, maybe a small signal, but the thing is that the 20-day moving average here on the hourly chart is not really, because you can see that it sometimes provides support, like it did, today, but then here we were below it. So I'm not, the 20-day moving average is the shorter term moving average anyway. I think the 50-day is more meaningful anyway. But then on the hourly chart as well, it's not that meaningful. I think on the 4-hour chart, it's certainly more meaningful. You can see that here that we've really been, let me see. Yeah, you can see that we really, since the beginning of this latest bull run, on the 21st of July, exactly when that happened. Since then, we've been above the 20-day moving average. I mean, we dropped here or there just briefly, but these were more like fake outs. But then really it provided really good support, that 20-day moving average. And whenever that broke, we had the 50-day providing support. So that shows me that, it really is a very reliable support level. Not necessarily so much on the hourly chart, but again, it's certainly not a great sign if we drop below it. But we can see here that the price was already down here at 285, so just below that channel. But the buyer stepped in, which is a really good sign here as well. So it tried to drop below, buyer stepped in, and we're now again within this channel. So that shows me that the buyers at the moment won't let it break out. We just need to see, hopefully, if the next candle is green again, I think we should be good for a move towards the maybe $3. Well, Linus asked why there's a chance it will go really high after the stream. This was just a joke because it happened yesterday. When I did the live stream yesterday, we saw basically a triangle formation forming. I think that it was happening. I think this was it here? The end of the stream here, I think it was yesterday evening here, UK time. We were just streaming here when we were down here. And I said there's a good chance that the price goes up because we had this triangle formation here forming. So basically what that means is that the price was really pushed into that triangle formation, which means there is like a preparation of a big move to the upside, because that was basically a bearish pattern. And if you have that shrinking volatility and volume going down as well, and the price is really squeezed into this apex, the price needs to break out either to the upside or the downside. But because we had the moving average coming up here, I said it's very likely that it will go up because all the the indicators were showing positive signals as well. And then it took a while, but we closed that live stream here at like 8 o'clock in the evening UK time, and then just 2 hours later the breakout took place. So, but we don't have that triangle formation now. Looks more like a channel to me. But saying that, you can have a pattern in a pattern. So, what we didn't talk about is here on the 1 hour chart, you had something like a triangle here actually. So price being squeezed, and then there was a breakout. So you have something similar happening now. At a very steep angle actually. So price really the candles getting smaller and smaller. So I think the next candle might go to the upside, like breakout, or to the downside. But the good thing is we've got the moving average coming up here. We had 2 attempts to break to the downside, always provided support, so shows bullish at the moment to me. Yeah, I don't think it's not really, is it head and shoulders? With a lot of fantasy maybe, but I don't necessarily think so, because then you would need a straight line here, but we're actually moving up. But yeah, one comment there is correct. It can be to a certain degree subjective, especially if you use something like the retracement levels, Fibonacci and everything. And then it all comes down to the time frame you're using. I mean, normally I don't like to use the 1 hour one. I like to use the 4 hour one and like to use the daily one. because I'm not a day trader, so the daily one is fine for me. But yeah, you need your set of rules, otherwise it. But again, on this channel, I don't really want to give signals, but we talk about the price. I try to help you to understand what's happening. And it's just a lot of people seem to enjoy just watching charts and following the price action, because because we're all invested, at least most of us, I guess. So we want to know what's happening with our investment. I can see that it's getting smaller and smaller here now. All right, guys, it's been now over an hour. I think we're going to close the live stream now. Thanks for everybody who joined. I think there might be another one tomorrow. We'll just see how it goes, because I work full time, only do this part time. I can't always promise. Certainly there will be update videos. And thanks for everybody who commented. Thanks for everybody who hit the like button. For everyone who subscribed. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining me. Really enjoyed it again. And yes, sorry, Emir, I have to go. It's been nearly 1.5 hours now, so really long. And glad that you enjoy it. Nice green candle forming at the moment, so we'll see what happens. Let's hope for the best. All right, have a great evening, or wherever you are. Good morning or good afternoon, and see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.